get started right now. All right, you guys. So welcome back to episode 5 of Loki. Last week's episode 4, absolutely off the chain. I'm sure you already know about it. If you were here last week with me, you know my reaction. If you saw anyone else's reaction, I think everyone's reaction was probably about the same. Mouth open and just basically silent for a good 20 to 30 seconds, just in disbelief. Amazing episode, just brilliantly amazing series. First of all, let me say that. And then, of course, that episode was probably the best episode of the series. I know I didn't score it a 10. I scored the initial episode at 10. Probably should have scored that last episode. I gave it a 9.5. Probably should have gave episode 4 at 10 because it was absolutely great. Just a stunning episode. But the series as a whole has been great so far. And here we are in episode 5. We're assuming we're going to get a conclusion to the large explosion that we saw at the end of last week's episode, just prior to Victor Timely getting spaghettified throughout time and space. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode, which is called Science/Fiction. 46-minute running time, just a little bit shorter running time than what we've been getting recently, but I'm sure they're going to do a lot with that 46 minutes, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. So what happened? Loki's there, everyone's gone. I thought that was, I mean, I'm not saying I predicted that, but for some reason Loki's still there, the loom is still there, and the TVA is still there. He's time slipping again. And we saw this in the trailer. Oh, he's seeing himself again. He's stuck in a time loop. But this time we're on the other side of it.
Hello?
He's stuck in a time loop. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Everything is getting spaghettified. Wow. Wow. Thank you for your service. Wow. Wow. What's going on? We're in a prison and we know that my man was in a prison scene. Oh, yeah, those are fake. Okay, and there was a rumor, I did hear a rumor that this was going to be based on the Alcatraz escape. The dummies in the Alcatraz escape, they made dummies of themselves. So this is definitely a take on Alcatraz. And so they're going to try and say that, God damn it, I'm forgetting his name right now, but my man, he was taken from his timeline. He was one of the original escapees from Alcatraz, which is really cool. 1962, branch timeline. It's a branch timeline. Casey.
Thank God you're here. Is everyone here? Who are you? Not again. Who am I? Casey, it's me. Please tell me you know who I am. With the boat?
Why would he know who you are?
Place. What did I hear? How did I get where?
He does know who he is.
Alcatraz. What? I don't know how I got here. That's the problem. I don't know what's happening, Casey. Hey, pal. Let's get it.
All right. We got to see him on the jet ski. I'm with it.
Talk to me.
What are you thinking?
Sorry.
Here, Dale. Crazy. I don't get it.
You're here.
Oh, yes. Every day of the week except Sunday, 9 to 5.
The TVA is gone.
I think you mean ATV, and no, you're in luck. We got in 2 of them last week. They're upstairs.
You do.
Who is this? Oh, OB?
This is our tank contingent. Don't think I've ever seen this one before.
It's really good. He's one of the greats.
OB.
I read everything he does.
So he wrote a book that he was trying to... So we're getting to see everyone's origin. Wow. Okay, and this looks like his shop. This at the TVA. Interesting.
What I'm about to tell you is going to be hard to believe.
Of course I believe you. It's a dream come true. One of my characters has come to life and needs my help. This reminds me of what happens in The Sons of Yoren.
What's that?
Just, my most popular book of all time. I'm sure I can find your copy somewhere around here.
Wait. You're a writer.
Yes, science fiction.
I'm doomed.
But
I need to go back to before the temporal loom melted down.
you can't. It's impossible. But don't let that stop you.
I don't understand what you just said.
Well, you time travel in a place that has no time, right?
Right.
That's not possible.
I know.
So you traveling to a place that doesn't exist anymore is equally impossible. And therefore, it's something you might be able to do.
Sure. Excellent. Yeah, makes total sense. Doesn't sound like science.
No, but it does sound like fiction. You need to learn how to control your time slipping.
I can't control it. I can't just make it happen. It's random.
But it isn't random, because you keep ending up around exactly the people you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's evolving,
Yeah.
because you're not just slipping in time, you're also moving around in space. It's like you're a better version of one of those Tampax.
You make it sound like a secret
Huh.
thing.
But focus in on that why. You need to save the TVA.
Okay, interesting.
You need to
But I
save the
kind of
TVA.
understand what he means. Because whatever he thinks about maybe is why he ends up in all these different places.
Anything?
I'm trying. Get to a place that doesn't exist.
Well, maybe it does exist.
It doesn't. I saw it disappear with my own eyes.
But then you said you also time travel in a place at the TVA, right?
The Time Theater, yes.
If that's the case, then maybe the place and time you're looking for still exists, but you just don't know where to look for it. Let's try this.
His room is
Hold this.
the basement of the TVA
We
where
can
he
band
works at.
back together.
But does
Read that aura. It'll be like coordinates.
and we can use these coordinates to get back to that moment in time.
No. Because we don't have one of those Tampax you talked about.
Well, can you build one? You can build one.
Maybe, but without any of the knowledge of how it works, I would have to invent it all from scratch. It could take a whole lifetime.
You got the TVA book. He's got the book. But ooh, that's
What if you had that knowledge?
What's that?
You tell me you wrote it.
I did.
You did. There's one on every desk at the TVA.
So I am gonna write a bestseller.
Yeah, sort of. Let's get to work.
wow.
Oh, that's a problem.
He gave him the TVA book, which is cool. He's gonna time slip back over there. Wow. We're at Morbius's house. But I wonder what his real name is.
I know you are. I'm afraid too.
What? Damn.
So fast.
I don't know if I say 18 months is fast. Well,
Listen.
9.
Look, you can come back anytime.
Oh, you were at the shop earlier, right?
gonna sound strange.
Huh. They made it. They got the band back together. But how's he gonna get? Oh, look at this dude.
What are you doing?
There's one more.
How are you gonna find Victor? Oh, Sylvie. Ah, look, damn, her stuff is already spaghettiing away.
This is gonna sound strange. I know you don't know who I
Loki,
am.
of course I know who you are.
What?
Okay. Get in the car. I'm buying you a drink.
Okay. I guess this all worked out just the way you wanted it to, and you're fine just walking away. It's so selfish.
Of course I'm selfish. I want a life. I want to live. What's wrong with wanting something, Loki? What do you want?
I want to stop He Who Remains.
No, wrong. Try again. What is it that you really want? Come on.
I want to save this. I want to save everything. All of it.
Is it really that hard? Come on, keep trying.
I want to save the TVA.
Why?
I want the TVA back.
And?
What do you want? I want my friends back. I want my friends back. I don't want to be alone.
See? We're both selfish.
Hmm.
Your friends are back where they belong.
But without them, where do I belong?
We're all writing our own stories now. Go write yours.
Don't bother. You should all go home.
So now Sylvie's gonna find out that because we know the record is going to unravel. So the fabric of all of these realities are going to start to unravel.
Well, I could hear more.
Well, I'm glad of the...
Oh wow, dude just disappeared. Yeah, the realities are starting to unravel. Yeah, the reality is unraveling. Man. Damn. Wow. The realities are unraveling, Sylvie.
each of us are worth it.
You're all just fine without it.
No, they aren't. Everything's falling apart. The branches are dying.
So what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but there must be something we can do.
The coordinates.
Okay. First, we need to read the collective temporal aura of everyone in this room on the 10 pad. Where did
Shit.
it go?
Hey,
Reality is unraveling.
listen. You can rob every bank you like when this is done. We need that 10 pad now.
Great. But I still
He didn't take it. He didn't take it. Reality is unraveling.
What do we do?
It was a fiction problem.
No, I have to go back to see my boys.
Wow.
There's nowhere left to go.
Wow. Sylvie even got.
We we're destined to lose. There's nowhere left to go.
He went back. He went back. He went back.
No, they aren't. Everything's falling apart. The branches are
He's
dying.
figuring out how to control
I
it.
don't know. I don't know what's happening, but there must be something we can do.
I did it.
What?
I did it.
Did what?
He went back. He can control it.
I controlled it.
Learn to control your time slipping.
It's not about where, when, or why. It's about who.
Who?
I can rewrite the story.
Wow. Oh, I ended it right there. All right. All right. All right. So, really, really great episode. I did enjoy that episode a lot. It was a little bit slower than some of the previous episodes that we received, and a little bit shorter than the last couple of episodes. Might have even been this might even be the shortest episode of the season. I'm not quite sure of that just yet, but it was still a really good episode. Obviously, what we saw was Loki started time slipping again, and everyone returned back to their regular timeline, basically. And Loki was able to travel to different points in time, but he wasn't able to control it. But he was able to see where everyone was. And he went to visit Sylvie. Obviously, she explained that everyone is where they needed to be. And Loki started to realize that he was really doing this more for himself and not specifically to save anything. But they weren't aware that the timelines were unraveling. But of course, from the trailer, we saw that happening with the record player and the record that was unraveling. So, obviously, when Sylvie realized in the record store that time was unraveling, she came back. And then what we saw was the reality where they were, which was OB's reality, started to unravel as well. It was at this point that Loki found out somehow how to control his time slipping, but he really didn't explain it. He said it's not about who you think about or where. It's about who, he said, and that was it. And he was able to time slip himself back to the TVA prior to the point where the room exploded, And of course, we got the end of the episode. So really good episode, actually, to kind of bridge us to the finale. And I'm sure in the finale, we're going to get some really, really crazy happenings going on. But it's really interesting to see everyone's origin and where they came from. Obviously, Mobius had 2 children that were left behind when he was taken to the TVA for God knows how long it was. OB was plucked from his timeline as a unsuccessful writer, but a very intelligent scientist. And then you have, I forget her number marker, but I believe it's X15. She was a doctor. Looks like I don't know if she was a pediatrician, but she was a doctor of some sort. Obviously a pillar in her community, basically, and she was also plucked from her timeline as well. And then, of course, we have Casey, who was one of the 3, supposedly the 3 that escaped from Alcatraz, and of course, he was plucked from his timeline as well. So if you look at all 3 of these individuals, they all have a specific skill set that suits the TVA to a T. It's my theory that He Who Remains specifically plucked these individuals for their skill set and what they would be capable of doing for the TVA. Again, it was really interesting to see the origin of all of these individuals, and I thought this was a great episode to kind of fill in that little gap for us and to bridge us to the finale, which again, I'm sure is going to have some crazy happening. So I'm going to go ahead and score this episode, and I'm going to give this episode a definite 8.5 out of 10. Again, I thought it was a great origin story for all of our characters, a really quick origin story to explain where all of our characters came from. And then, of course, we also got to explore Loki's time slipping a little bit further. And basically now he's capable of controlling it, which basically gives him a very cool superpower, basically. So that's really, really cool. And we're going to see how effective it is in regards to salvaging the TVA and all of the various timelines. So again, I thought it was a great episode, and that's why I scored it an 8.5 out of 10. I cannot wait for next week's finale. I'm sure it's going to be crazy, and I hope that finale is going to lead or give us some tidbits for some upcoming projects. Again, going over the rumors, and I won't go back over those rumors for reasons for not spoiling anyone there. But hopefully those rumors are the majority of them are not true, and we'll see what they do with Kane and that character, given the fact that Jonathan Majors is going through his trial at this moment. So really good episode. I did enjoy it a lot. Please do join me for next week's episode, the finale, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are. Put those comments down below. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, I'll catch you next week for the finale of the Loki series with phenomenal guys. I'll see you soon.